everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, and it is Junk Journal Friday. If you've been here before, you know that we are walking our way through elements and components of the Bee Journal, journals that I'm working on. If you're new to my channel, Fridays is when we do a premiere at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. You will see what I'm working on here in the video, but we're right next door in the chat, so I hope you'll come say hello. I had hoped to have an actual more components of the junk journal done today for this video, but it didn't happen, and our events today took longer than we had intended. So I have a few elements to show you, but I want to start with this card that my sister-in-law made for me using Stampin' Up! Products, including these cute little bees. Aren't they adorable? Now I have two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the front of my bee journal. I also made this tassel. I went through and I pulled lengths of fibers from everything that I'm using in the journal. And let's see, they are approximately, gee, I flipped this over, now it's in metric. Hang on. Let's get rid of the metric. There we go. They are approximately, I cut about 18 inches long, folded them in half and run them through a ring, a keychain ring. I've gone ahead and put a bulb clip and an eyelet on here so it is ready for me to put onto the journal when I get ready to put it together. I added this honeycomb charm and one of the bee charms in amongst the tassel. So we've got a little bling on the tassel. So I have that. I still have the black rickrack, and I've had some great comments, and I've had some great notations about what to do with it. So I think the music paper one, not the lined, but the actual music to help break the music up a little bit. So still playing with the black rickrack. Sorry, I hit it way down here in front of me. So I'm still playing with the rickrack. And I will let you know next Friday where that comes in at, because I'm going to try and finish this journal up this weekend. Bob is going to his brother's in Oklahoma, so I will have some time this weekend to play. So I still have the black strips, and I still have a couple of these, a couple of lengths of these to play with. I also have some lengths of fiber, and these were all wound into one skein of yarn, and I took it apart. So I have those to put on tags. There's another piece of this sunflower, but this is the sunflower on black to play with. And oh, what did I do with it? Let me make sure. There, I did take, I was in Lisa Jameson's and Kim Southpaw's video. I moderate for them on Mondays and Wednesdays. And on Monday, Lisa showed us how to make these cute little dangle paper clips. And while I was moderating, I sat there and I kept watching and watching and watching. I thought, you know what? The Bee Journal needs these. Let's see if I can get, there we go. So I used some of the sunflower fabric and wrapped a gold paper clip. I added this pearl bead that I had in my charm stash, as well as one of the blingy bees, to a length of chain, and attached it to the bottom of the paper clip with a jump ring. Now I will put a bulb pin on the top of here and an eyelet on a page somewhere within the journal and dangle this off of a page edge. So I have that done, and that's what I use some of this fabric for. I still have this piece of gold to use. I still have this bee napkin I'd like to use, as well as this bee napkin that I'd like to use. So we're still working with those. Now before I show you what else I've done, I will tell you that these elements and the elements to make the tassel are all going to be in the one single bee junk journal kit that I will be putting together and putting in the shop as soon as I am done with these. I've already cut them and started a pile for them, just like I was doing for the bee journal itself, including one of these charms already made. Okay, so let's see what I've done. I still need to add this little piece of the bee strip in there somewhere. I still want to add one of these envelope bags. And I thought about turning it into a coin envelope, but we'll see. I still have this bag, and what I did was I cut the bottom off so it's not pleated at the bottom anymore. So it'll just be a gusseted pocket, and I'm going to put this in the back of the journal, on the inside back cover. Then I broke down those tags that we made from the master board, and I counted them out, so there's an equal, goodness gracious. So there's an equal number of these tags. I know, I was probably out of frame for that, wasn't I? One of these will go in the inside back pocket of the journal. One of these will go into the journal somewhere. I'll add some more to this, and I'm thinking it's going to get turned into a coin envelope. Okay, now we've got that in camera. I took the master board tags and divided them up evenly between the 4 kits, the 3 journals plus the bee journal kit. And this is where some of these fibers will come in handy to add onto those tags. So we'll have those put together somewhere next week. I also went through, and out of the designer series paper from the Heart and Home collection from Stampin' Up, I've done that a couple of times today. I used my whale tail punch and punched some tabs, and we will have some of these to include in each of the journals. I have the gold, I have black, I have a couple of cinnamon cider, and I have a couple of honeybee, and I have one that's got the bees on it from that magazine paper pack. So we'll have those. I'm not sure I'm going to need all of those, but I will put all of the ones that I have cut into the bee journal kit, so whoever buys the kit can determine what they want to do with it. So I have those to use yet. I have this piece of gold velvet ribbon that I'll be using somewhere, and another piece of that scrap of that sunflower ribbon. I have this. I haven't decided whether I'm going to leave it white or if I'm going to dye it with the Bumblebee ink. Still thinking about that one. Here is the bag that the pocket that we made from the treat container, and I put a full container in the bee kit. And then we have this. This is from off of a flower pot from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use this as a belly band on the inside front cover of the journal. And then we have these that we did. I still would like to use this napkin, haven't quite decided where. Let's see, then we have the components for the cover. It has been so hot, I've not been out to the warehouse to get the fabric to do the cover yet, and that's part of what's been slowing me down. I'm a wimp. I hate being hot. Give me fall weather anytime. Okay, so I'll move these components out of the way, and everything that I just showed you, there will be some form of it in the bee journal, including the components to make everything you need to make your own tassel. Now I have put a couple of things in place inside my journal in preparation for putting this together. I did get the signature stitched together, so all of them are stitched together for now. But I want to show you a couple of things that I did do. This is a card that I made. Let me see if I still have a full one. I did cut them all apart, but I can raise this one up and I can explain to you what I did. I made this. This is actually a full piece of this. And the more I looked at it, the more I decided this was going to be too heavy for a side tuck. So I decided to cut it down into sections and use it this way. What I did was I took black cardstock and I used this Nuovo Crackle Mousse. This stuff is amazing. It adds a metallic dimension to your project. I colored that with the Bumblebee re-inker, and then I ran it through a Ciao Bella bee stencil. and then let it dry. And as it dries, it crackles all on its own. You don't, none of that paint, crackle medium, paint again. It's all in one pass. And we do offer, I was thinking Stampin' Up! Had a crackle, but maybe not. But anyway, so I used the Nuvo Crackle Mousse for this, and I used Russian White. And it has a little bit of a pearl-esque sheen to it. Now, I did get this at Maddie's. She does not have any more in stock right now. I'm hoping she'll get some back in soon because I want to refill. My jar's about empty. But isn't that just the coolest thing? So I took and I used one. It was supposed to be a corner tuck, and I forgot and put glue all the way around. So it became a permanent part of my journal. Then we had that fabric flip there, and underneath I stamped, "You are positively the greatest." I've added my ruffles. My pockets are in place. This is the shaker tag that I did, and in that shaker clip is our honeycomb underneath. And what I did was I added one of those triangle tucks up here at the top to add a little weight to this for that paper clip to grab onto. I added some of my ruffle trim, my page ruffle. This is a napkin, a Bee Gnome napkin, and I thought it just kind of blended in really well with that yellow background. And I still want to put something up here or down here. Haven't figured that out yet. I would like to have done a little bit smoother job, but I don't like the way it did this. But I'm going to do a better job on the two journals that are going to be gifts. Let's put it that way. This was my practice run. I ran some of that fabric down the side of the lined paper and added a black whale tail over to here. Here's one of those one of those greeting card inspirations that we did. I added one in this bottom corner, and again, it's a pocket. I did leave this one for a pocket. Another flip. Under this one it says "Be Happy." I'm still thinking about running black yarn on this one. Piece of the ruffle trim. And this is where I put the fabric in the center, and I still need to do charms of some type in the center here. Haven't quite decided what I want to put in there yet. We're still working on that one. Every journal is a work in progress, right? I also thought this might not be a bad idea to put this on here either, so I'm still playing with that one. Then we have our belly band pocket here. And then I put one of the buttons with the Dollar Tree trim in the center. Another one of my pockets. And then here's a bigger piece, and I did leave this open, so it is a full-size tuck. But this is where we keep playing with this. And the more I look at this, the more I really like it on the lined paper. But I'm going to go back and recount and see where we're at. Another bee flip. You are a real blessing to everyone around you. And that really goes for Anais and Greg, definitely. Our belly band pocket. And this is the one that I had Rhonda send me. I still have to create this tag for the other journal. So that one's there. And our napkin tag, I need to put something on the back of this so this can be written on. Another one of our pockets. It's a pocket here, and then it's a pocket here. So we've got a double pocket here for that. I added a piece of black lace to this pocket where this blue flipped up. I thought it went really well with the black ribbon trim that we ran here. And then I trimmed it with some gold rickrack to bring in the gold and the black of the bee. And then there's another one of those card-inspired pieces as a pocket. Another one of our ruffle trims and our ruffle trims. So it's coming along. I still have a few things that, as I've shown you, that I still need to add. Plus, I really want to make this. This is a tag idea that is in the Stampin' Up! Catalog with the Honeybee Home Bundle. But instead of this dark blue, I want to do this in the Bumblebee. And then bring in the gray doily and the papers. So I'm going to play with this week. Maybe we'll try and get that. I'll try to do that video this weekend while Bob is gone. And so I'll have this to show you for next Friday. Hopefully we have a cold front coming through and it's going to cool things down, and I can go out into the warehouse and dig out the gold fabric that I need to get these covers done, and we can finish this because I'm ready to start on our October daily. I want to get an October daily done, and then we're going to move to a December daily. So those are going to be the things we're going to be doing. Once this bee journal is done, then Fridays will be October daily and then December daily. So I hope you'll come back and join me for that. How are we doing on time? Oh wow, 15 minutes. We did awesome. Somebody asked me about the glue that I showed last week. And this is what I use. It is called Crafter's Pick, the glue that sticks. The ultimate, the only non-toxic, water-based super glue. Adheres to metals, plastics, glass, and more, and it dries clear. Now this big bottle is an 8-ounce bottle for $5.99 at Hobby Lobby. It takes very little. It goes on almost like a paste. It's really thick. So it's made to hold on to stuff. So I really, really like this glue. This is probably my favorite craft glue, as opposed, I want my light. As opposed to Fabric Tack. Fabric Tack is great, don't get me wrong, and I do use it. But I keep this in a small quarter-pint jar and a brush just for this. Wash the brush out as soon as I'm done and I'm fine. But it will hold your fabric almost immediately. There's no bleed through like there is with the Fabric Tack. So I use it on fabrics, ribbons. I use this to glue the Christmas tree down onto that Christmas page, the Christmas bear page that I did a couple of weeks ago for Scrapbook Saturday. I wound up with going with just the large tree button piece, and I glued it down with this, and I mean it was stuck almost immediately. This you do not have a lot of playtime with, but that's okay because you want it to grab fast and you want it to dry fast, so your heavy, that's what lets your heavier pieces really latch onto where you want to put them, is because you don't have a lot of play around time with this. So when you're using this, you do need to know where your piece is going. So this is my glue of choice that somebody asked me about the other day, and I absolutely love this glue. Wednesday, I hope to have another organization show for you. I got new organization items in on Monday. Monday, I think it was. Got new organization, no, Wednesday. Yesterday, I got new organization items in for the shelf behind me. Wait till you see, because I have not seen anybody else use this organization item in their studio redos yet. But if you love embossing powders or jars of glitter or jars of sequins, this is a game changer for how you store them. And they're under $13 a piece. And you can store, let me give you a quick count. Whoops, that one's not going to work. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 35 bottles of embossing powder per drawer or per unit. I'm also looking into a change of how I store my stickles. I prefer to store them upside down. I've been on the hunt for the fingernail polish holders without any luck. But I had these when I was downstairs. These are 1.5 PVC, I believe. Yeah, these are 1.5 PVC. As you can tell, they fit okay, but they're a little large. I think I can go down to 1 inch, and these will fit in just fine. And I don't need them as tall. These are 1.5 inches, and I don't need them 1.5 inches. So I'm going to check into this. I think this would be a lot cheaper. And the neat thing about these is you can glue these together with hot glue or E6000 and they'll hold. So I wouldn't need to have them in a base per se. I could just line them up on a sheet of chipboard, a good thick chipboard, glue them together as one unit. So I'm playing with this idea for organization. I'm going to try and get that figured out in the next week. So that is it for Junk Journal Friday for this week, and to give you an idea of what's coming up. I should have a video on Monday, but then Bob is only home the rest of the week before he has to go back out, so I'm probably not going to do anything next week except the organization video on Wednesday, the Make It Mail It video on Monday, and that's probably, let's put it this way, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday next week is all you get me next week. The rest of the week belongs to Bob. And I'm going to try and get those videos recorded this weekend, have them up, and ready to go. So there you have it. Remember, spend time with the ones you love. They're more important than anything else you will ever do in your life. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you back here on Monday with a Make It, Mail It Monday. Creative blessings.